Let's say I come to the convention, I'm walking by your guys' table and I see the Enchanted Circus of Wonder. What's an elevator pitch that you'd pitch this to me so I kind of, know a little bit about what it's about?
Yeah, it's a fantasy adventure comic that's for all ages. That has these circus performers that with magical abilities fighting steampunk pirates, and that's kind of the log line for me. And it intertwines the turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s Richmond steampunk genre is a fun way to look at it, and it involves this ringmaster with all these circus performers, and they have to fight off these pirates that have come back for revenge. The main pirate, Captain Draven, was in prison for 10 years, framed for the murder of his wife, and so he's come back for revenge, and it's a really fun series that is, again, 3 out of the 5 creators are in Richmond or in Virginia, and the comics takes place in 1900 Richmond, and Cosplay World's all in Richmond. So the pitch is a lot easier for locals, but I think it really just is the setting, and the story is kind of a universal, dark but age appropriate tale with similar tone to like Wizard of Oz or Willy Wonka or something like that.
Very cool.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I was just at a show this past weekend pitching it, and it does help that we are. It doesn't necessarily help, but it does. We did want something with a local angle, really. Like, you know, stories that take place in fantasy worlds are great, but our book is a fantasy that's grounded in reality, and I love that part because it almost feels like it could happen. And I mean, we take it a step further, and I don't know where you're based out of exactly.
I'm in
Something
Idaho.
about a different Idaho, exactly. So you don't necessarily know anything about Richmond or Virginia, even, right? Like we have
Right.
our circus. The way I pitch it to locals, I say is Richmond has its own magical circus, and it's the Circus of Wonder. And the pirates in Circus of Wonder are based out of Virginia Beach at Mount Trashmore. And so for them, that kind of brings them in like local way. But internationally or like nationally, I'm really big on calling it kind of like our love letter to Disney. And so we have Pinocchio references with our Jester Bot character, and the fact that there's a evil ringmaster with kids in cages is straight out of Pinocchio.